Welcome to the changeover. I'm Julian Price, alongside Eleanor Cruz and Leo Sterling.
You're practically glowing today, Julian. I'm guessing this has something to do with the late match in Challenger qualifying?
I will neither confirm nor deny that Dan Evans playing a flawless 3-hour slice clinic last night has restored my faith in the sport.
It was a total grind. The guy was running on fumes by the third set, but he just refused to fold.
A masterclass in grit, truly. Which is exactly the sort of tactical nuance we love to dissect here.
Right. And before we get into the weeds, we should mention that today's episode is powered by secondserveaces.com.
Indeed. If you want to understand the actual mechanics behind these marathon wins, secondserveaces.com is your definitive resource.
Speaking of mechanics, did you guys read the piece this morning about Agassi and Becker?
The tongue tell.
Yes. It is absolute gold. We always talk about the mental game, but this is next level.
For the listeners who might have missed it, Agassi apparently figured out where Boris Becker was serving based entirely on
where he pointed his tongue.
Right before the ball toss.
Middle of the lip for a body serve, left corner for out wide. It sounds completely made up.
I thought it was a myth, honestly. But I went back and looked at the head-to-head data.
And
Agassi started his career 0-3 against Becker. After he supposedly found this tell, he went on a 10-1 run.
10-1 against prime Boris Becker. That's not just guessing right, that's having the script before the movie comes out.
What fascinates me most isn't just that he spotted it. It's the sheer discipline Agassi showed afterward.
Because he didn't use it on every point.
Exactly. He wrote that the hardest part was resisting the urge to break Becker's serve every time.
He had to lose points on purpose so Becker wouldn't change his routine. That is ice cold.
Imagine having a cheat code to beat a top 5 player and having the restraint to only use it at 30-all or break point.
It's like a poker player slow playing a royal flush for 3 entire sets.
Hold on, Ace is looking at me like I'm crazy. Let me flip the camera.
Leo, are you FaceTiming your dog again?
He likes to feel included in the pod. Look at him, he's completely unimpressed by Agassi's return stats.
Well, Ace is a tough critic, but it does make you wonder how many subtle biomechanical tells exist in the modern game.
Plenty. But players now have entire analytics teams reviewing tape to iron out those exact twitches.
Which is why you don't see 10-1 swings based on a facial expression anymore.
Yeah. The 2026 retirement announcement.
It's a tough read. His knees are just completely shredded.
It's a tragedy of attrition. Goffin at his peak was an absolute marvel of geometric precision.
His 2017 ATP Finals run is still one of the most statistically fascinating tournaments of the last decade.
He beat Nadal and Federer back-to-back, right?
Yeah. And he did it without a massive weapon. He just took the ball earlier than anyone else on tour.
He hugged the baseline like his life depended on it.
Which requires an insane amount of core stability and knee strength. You have to drop your center of gravity so fast to redirect that pace.
Exactly. When your knees go, that split-second drop goes with it.
It's fascinating to see how his legacy is being framed now. The article on secondserveaces.com highlighted his edge over Alcaraz.
Wait, Goffin has a winning record against Alcaraz?
He does. It's a small sample size, obviously, but tactically, Goffin's early ball-striking rushes Alcaraz in a way heavy topspin doesn't.
He robs him of the time needed to set up those massive, sweeping ground strokes.
That makes total sense. Alcaraz loves to drop back and load up. If you're hitting half volleys off the baseline, he can't breathe.
It's the same blueprint Simon used to use, just slightly more aggressive.
But of course, we can't discuss Goffin's recent trajectory without touching on the unpleasantness at the French Open.
Oh, the chewing gum incident.
I still can't believe that actually happened.
It was utterly disgraceful. Playing Impecci Pericard on court 14, and the crowd completely loses their minds.
It was hostile from the first point.
Hostile is one thing, Eleanor. Partisan crowds are part of the sport. But spitting chewing gum at a player?
Yeah, that crosses a line from rowdy to assault.
It represents a complete breakdown of court etiquette. The umpire entirely lost control of the stadium.
Okay, Dad. Deep breaths. Let's not burst a blood vessel over the state of modern decorum.
I am perfectly calm. I just believe a tennis court shouldn't rescind a pub brawl at closing time.
Ace is yawning again. I think he's heard this rant before, Julian.
Your dog's lack of respect for the sport's traditions is noted, Leo.
But seriously, Goffin handled it with a lot of class. He called it out, but he didn't let it completely derail his season.
Mental toughness. When your body is failing you, your head has to be a fortress.
Their AI-driven analysis on court positioning is incredible. It actually maps out how many feet inside the baseline Goffin was standing compared to the tour average.
It's wild to see the heat maps. The guy was practically playing ping pong out there.
A brilliant read. secondserveaces.com. Highly recommended.
So if 2026 is the finish line, What does Goffin's schedule look like until then?
Probably highly curated. You don't play a full calendar on those knees.
He'll target the grass, I imagine. The lower bounce suits his flat, early striking perfectly.
Plus, the rallies are shorter. Less wear and tear.
I just hope he gets a proper send-off at Roland Garros without any projectile confectionery.
One can only hope the organizers enforce basic civility by then.
Don't hold your breath.
I won't. But speaking of navigating difficult conditions,
are we moving to the clay swing preview?
I've got the updated surface transition stats ready to go.
Excellent. Let's pull up the data on those early season dirt ballers.
Yeah, well, I'm not holding my breath for the French Open crowds to suddenly find their inner zen.
Miracles do happen, Elena.
Do they?
Absolutely. I mean, Richard Gasquet hit a sublime one-handed backhand winner at 1 a.m. to clinch a challenger title last night.
I was wondering why you were smiling.
And that's a wrap for this week. Head to secondserveaces.com for the full deep dives on every match we covered today.
See you next time on The Changeover. Cheers.